How many times in your life journey does it take an unexpected turn? 20-some years ago, I worked at Foxconn, the largest Taiwanese company, their U.S. subsidiary in Orange County. I don't mind working from 8 a.m. till 11 p.m. every day, as that is the unofficial work schedule for everyone in the office. But despite my years of training as a professional athlete, my health started to fall rapidly and my family was about to fall apart. So, I did what every man should do. Quit my job and become a stay-at-home dad. Fast forward to 22 years later, and both my children graduated with double majors and started high-paying jobs. I, on the other hand, joined many empty nesters' quest to find ways to spend our 24 hours each day. Luckily, I am not the only rookie retiree in my home. My wife also tried to recycle her talent after she felt unwanted by her once adoring kids. So, 4 years ago, she started making films. She first became one of the million YouTubers who makes videos no one watches. Then when somehow she was encouraged by some kind of viewer comments, and she decided to make more videos. Her creativity ran like a wild horse. And one day when I politely suggested her to stop making cheap videos, she decided to submit her films to film festivals. For reasons beyond me, her films started getting noticed, receiving nominations and awards when her YouTube channel attracted 10,000 subscribers. I was fine with her newfound hobby till she started asking me for help. We ended up visiting Netherlands and England to visit crop circles, checking out northern lights in Alaska and even Antarctica to see if there are really aliens. My quiet retirement was further disturbed when she decided to make a real film. I mean, non-narrative documentary films. And although she never admired my acting talents, I was a convenient choice when actors decided they had better things to do on filming days. So I fought with an alien played by then world-reigning Mr. Olympic, saved an alien at a crashed site, a Norwegian admiral, and basically whatever and whenever I was needed. I may have been too cooperative. My wife took advantage of my free labor and made 500 films in 5 years and won over 700 IMDb Film Festival awards with 500 nominations. Her 2 YouTube channels also have gotten 13 million total views during that time. For an over-traditional age rookie with only me to boss around, I have to say I was quite impressed on how she hired outstanding cast and crews with ultra-low budget and made a ton of films with her $10 a film narrator, Ken. Hey, but what do you expect to pull from our shallow pocket, right? But things kind of changed when the coronavirus hit. Over my objections, she decided to visit Taiwan at the end of March during the pandemic. Things kind of went from bad to worse while we were there, and our writer, producer, director seemed under the weather. She underwent several surgeries, although she still completed many films remotely during our stay in Taiwan during the last 3 months. I had to pick up quite a few tasks as I was not used to that. People say it is hard to teach an old dog new tricks. It's true, believe me. Actually, moving back to Taiwan after 30 years in the United States is hard. But for people my age, changes can be a good thing. Luckily, the years of non-paid work in my wife's films prepared me for my new job, her production assistant. Although she still does the tough jobs, like writing scripts, editing, directing, I'd help her with little things like coordination. That actually stressed me out big time. Believe it or not, I ended up having to visit the doctors in Taiwan 3 times in the last 2 weeks. Seeing doctors is never pleasant, but it is not bad at all under Taiwan's healthcare system. However, it is quite different from America. Taiwan is in the news a lot these days. It has only 481 cases with 7 deaths as of August 10th, 2020. It has played an important part in the current U.S. versus China trade war when Taiwan Semiconductor decided to side with the U.S. Many people believe Taiwan's best brains were behind Taiwan's technology boom, but they are wrong. Most academic high achievers in Taiwan choose to be medical doctors. So in Taiwan, there are clinics on every street, and you are always close to a hospital. Taiwan started the national health insurance in 1995. Everyone, employed or not, can and should be insured. The insurance premium is about US $25 per month for unemployed and $60 for people with jobs. With that coverage, your copay for a clinic visit is only $5, and visits to hospitals would be about $14. An ER visit copay would be around $25, when most required procedures are covered. It's a great insurance plan compared with my $30 copay and $1,000 a month premium in the USA. Taiwan may have great insurance plan, but it does not mean I want to get sick for that. However, when you do get sick, that insurance policy can be a lifesaver. When we arrived late March 2020, Taiwan was on high alert. There were forms to fill out and lines to pass. We activated 2 one-month cell service plans so they can track our every move during the first 14 days. Police showed up at our door when the cell service was interrupted by bad weather. They thought we snuck out. They came not only for the safety of us and people around us, but also for an award. Anyone who dared to violate the 14-day quarantine will be fined at least US $30,000. Wow. When we finally finished the 14-day quarantine, we found Taipei to be almost a ghost town. We booked a 4-star hotel for $28 a day with 2 all-you-can-eat breakfast buffets. The hotel is in the center of Taipei City, close to the main station and presidential palace. Because of the low number of infected cases, Taiwan was never under a lockdown order, but almost everyone wore a mask, and no one wished to leave home unless necessary. We visited a hospital in April and found only patients with normal temperatures are allowed inside. Anyone with a fever would be sent to a special unit. Taxi drivers told us how they lost 85% of their income. But hotel prices began to rise when people realized the outbreak is under control. And now, Taiwan is business as usual. So, what is business as usual? Like today, I have a doctor's visit. I would take the subway and arrive at this huge hospital. I can pick almost any specialty doctor online. I will get my blood pressure checked myself at the machine to speed things up. And when I scan my insurance card, a list of tests due and a number in the queue will be assigned for all my lab work. This is where you pay based on service provided, and this is where you get your medicine. Compared with the personal greeting in California, this is a bit like assembly line production. But several thousands of patients go through here every day. Unlike the national health system in Canada, they can schedule a specialty doctor's visit whenever they have a need to. By now, you probably have a good understanding of Taiwan's healthcare system. but I know it is still hard for Americans to imagine what life is like in Taiwan. It is the 39th largest island in the world, about the size of Canada's Vancouver Island. The GDP in 2019 was about $24,828 per capita. The United States in 2019 was about $65,112. The unemployment rate is about 2.7%, while inflation is 0.5% based on 2019 estimates. I know it is still hard to imagine what Taiwan is like. Let me put it this way. It is not super rich, but safe and affordable. Taiwan is famous for its many Chinese cuisines. You can eat all kinds of Chinese food and Taiwan's own unique dishes. McDonald's can also be found in every city. Taiwan is the birthplace for boba milk tea. You can order a iced tofu for about $1, and shaved ice is about $1.50. If you are brave, you can try a one-of-a-kind eatery at also a very affordable price. Like this hot pot. It's about $10 US. If you want fresh seafood, this restaurant across the street from my home charges $16 for all-you-can-eat shrimp hot pot. It claims to be the first one in Taiwan, as you will pick the live shrimp, dip it in ice, and then put it in boiling water. Taiwan was once a Japanese colony. The railroads that linked major cities were built prior to World War II, while Taipei built a massive subway system during the last 30 years. Driving in jammed city traffic is hard, but there are plenty of buses, taxis, and Ubers for hire. So, Taiwan seems like a pretty nice place to live, right? Are homes affordable in Taiwan? Good question, but it's not easy to answer. About a half of Taiwan's land is covered by forest. A big city like Taipei is crowded with people and buildings. Urban living is very expensive. The average price for a 1,067 square foot home in Taipei cost about $620,000. And rent for that would be around $1,800 per month. $620,000? That means with a GDP of $24,828 per capita, it would take 25 years for someone to buy a house assuming they don't need to eat nor pay rent. So how can people afford it? Well, the Chinese believe the most important investment in their life is their home. So they can reduce their living standard to bare minimum or take on a second job so they can buy a place that they can call home. But wanting to buy is one thing. Able to afford is another. Most young people are forced to be forever renters because they can't save enough for the down payment. The mortgage rate has been under 2% for the last 10 years, but there are still plenty of vacant houses around. Take the house I live in as an example. It is only 2 years old. 27-story high-rise building with a beautiful pool, a gym in the center of a commercial district. It is across the street from a major shopping center and theater, 4 blocks from the ocean side, and 45-minute subway ride to the center of Taipei's main station. The view from the rooftop will take your breath away. But Taiwanese people do not care much about the ocean view. A condo with a view from the balcony costs only $207,000. That's 1/3 the price of the average home in the city center without a view, nor such amenities. But few people wish to buy a home at such a bargain price. The reason? Most of them do not like high humidity ocean breeze. Of course, the other reason is that they feel buying a home is the biggest investment of their lives. They want to make money. Homes in the city center tend to go up in price, while suburban homes don't. Many forever renters spend years saving and waiting for their dream homes to come down in price, only to be disappointed year after year. Kind of sad, right? But if you like to live close to the ocean, maybe you can move to Taiwan. Taiwan offers investment green cards. You only need to hire 2 Taiwanese for 2 years with an investment of $200,000. You can enjoy the affordable health insurance and enjoy Taiwanese food. I don't know if you would like the weather, but I have no doubt you'll love the food here.